On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we put Lindsey in the hot seat and ask her a bunch of personal questions and learn her deepest, darkest secrets. Okay, not really, but we do talk to Lindsey and learn about her and gaming, so power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I am your host, Nick Picard, and I am joined by a man, Will Kinsey.
Howdy.
If you're joining us for the first time or for the 62nd time, we'd like to welcome you. We're a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games like video games, board games, card games, etc. And sometimes we have special guests on here where we learn about their story and journey into gaming. And you may ask yourself, why are you going to talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you want to catch us live, except for today, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are also joined by our wonderful producer, Lindsey.
Hi, guys.
Howdy, Lindsey.
Hello.
Hello.
Also, everyone, be sure to check out our Discord because we want to hear from you. So feel free to drop any topic ideas or discussion questions, or heck, even if you just want to say hi, come on over to our Discord. We've got our topic ideas and discussion questions text channel that you can leave any of those ideas in. And we've also got that nostalgia game suggestions text channel for our nostalgia game wheel that we spin. And sometimes
we need more suggestions.
And it's getting pretty empty, so we need some suggestions.
Yeah.
So come on in, join the Discord, talk to us, say what's up.
Yeah.
And we even have a random robot that asks us questions daily. And
yeah. Like the Discord's not just for the podcast. There's other things that goes on.
It's a community.
Yeah.
Join us. Do it.
Yep.
And track, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And now I believe Lindsey is ready with the trivia question.
I am ready with the trivia question. Now, this one might be easy for y'all. I don't know all of your prior knowledge. I just know this is one that Lindsey didn't know.
Okay.
Okay. What was... Now, we're in the Nintendo world right now.
Mm-hmm.
What was Mario's first job?
Is this a trick question?
Is that easy for y'all? I don't know.
His first job.
Okay. I think I have two answers in my head.
So, I'm just trying to think of first job. Like, is it like one of those things where, you know, people thought, hey, this is what his job was, but then it like changed and they announced it's like, no, Mario, like his occupation is this now instead of that. I know everyone thought he was that. Didn't know if it was something that like changed or...
I don't know. I feel like I can't answer any questions on this because the choices are already so limited for the answer. Yeah. I don't want to say anything to give it away.
Because we all know, you know... The classic.
Yes. We know the classic.
Yes. The classic.
Cool. I have an answer in my head, but I'm not confident with it.
Well, that is a fan-diddly-tastic question that you have for us today, Lindsey. If you guys at home want to think about that question, we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our answers, and then we'll hear the correct answer.
Yeah. So, a few weeks ago, you know, we did this thing where, you know, it was our turn. Because you know how before I said that sometimes we'll have a special guest on here? And we decided that we would do our turn. And a few weeks ago, it was me. Well, today, we're going to be asking Lindsey questions. So, we'll be doing, like, you know, interview thing like we would if we had a special guest on here.
Why am I suddenly nervous?
I don't know. Why are you nervous?
Spotlight.
Okay, well, ask away, fellas.
Okay. How has gaming
Well-
changed your life?
Going right in.
Yeah, let's go right in.
A good bit, actually. It's become. Okay, so I think without gaming, like, my life would still be great. Like, I don't think for me it wasn't like it was terrible and then this came into my life. But I think it's changed my daily life now a lot compared to before. And I mean, really, it's how did Nick change my life? Because he introduced the gaming to me. Like, I mean, I mentioned before, I gamed very little.
I was about to say, that's not true, because you did Nancy Drew.
I gamed very
little. And you
little.
have a Game Boy Color that we still own.
I gamed very little, okay? I had, yes, my Nancy Drew video games. I had a few other computer games, which actually I found a bunch of them. I found my Barbie Super Sports. It was still at my grandparents' house, because we took them over to my grandparents' house because we would spend every summer over there. And so, I mean, we were just there, and then they would pick us up from school when we were younger, so we just kept them there. And I put it on my computer, and I can still play it. And that's probably... What year did...
These were some really
Barbie
pretty old
Super
games. There was one
Sports?
that was... it was one that she talked about before. That
1999
Yeah, okay.
was Barbie Super Sports. It also came out on PlayStation. But yeah, so I got that on there. One of my other games didn't load, but my Clue Finder games loaded. And those were a lot of fun. So I need to go back through and play these. So, I mean, just some video game, or computer games. I wouldn't even say video game. Computer games here and there. And then we did get a Wii one year for Christmas. But it was like, the generic games on there. Like, we had Wii Sport.
Hey, those were great games.
Wii Resort.
Great game.
There's even a music one. And we enjoyed those as a family. Had Just Dance on there. And then I don't even remember, like, both my sister and I had a Game Boy Color. But I don't remember asking for one. I don't know if my parents just bought it for us. Or what? And I don't even remember when.
Maybe, like, if it was for Christmas, maybe they were like, man, we don't know what to get them. And they just see, oh, this seems very popular. Let's get them this.
I don't even remember getting it. I just know we had it. Like, I specifically remember, I don't remember the year, but I specifically remember the Christmas that we got the Wii. Like, it was from Santa, put out. I'm sure there's a video recording of it somewhere, because my dad would always set up a video camera and record us on Christmas morning. But I don't know if the Game Boys were a Christmas present, a birthday present, just because. Like, I legit don't remember getting them. But we had them. I had a Rugrats in Paris game that I never beat because that thing was so frustratingly hard. A Scooby-Doo game. A few other games. My sister had Frogger that I would play. She had Tigerwood Golf. And then we both had a copy of Super Mario Brothers. I remember playing that one a lot. But that was really it until I met Nick. And then he introduced me to... I don't know the first game we ever played together. You taught me League of Legends.
Magic?
You taught me Magic. It took 2 times for me to get it. We played Halo together on your Xbox 360, which is how I ended up with my screen name, my username, gamer tag, whatever you call it, Tasty Custard 22, because it came from there.
Did it come from Halo? I thought it came from Call of Duty.
Either way, that is a very Xbox Live gamer tag.
Okay, I mean, well, it came from one of those shooter games, but
and it just randomly gave me the name
Custard, yeah.
And then one of our friends added the tasty part, and then I added the 22 because that's my favorite number.
Gotcha.
But then I didn't get my own gaming console until, I don't know. We probably told this story before. I don't know. We had been dating. I don't know for how long.
I just graduated college.
So I mean, it'd been over a year. I don't know. Anyway, this man doesn't answer the phone, and he texts a lot more than he used to. I would like to say I've helped mold that a little bit. But it would be so flipping hard to talk to him because he would be, we'd be in separate places. I was at my parents' and he'd be wherever, playing on his PS4 with his friends, and I wouldn't hear from him. So I bought a PS4. So I mean, at that point I'd played enough games to know that I was going to use it and going to enjoy it. And was going to enjoy playing the games. Because honestly, I don't remember what the state of the app was in that point, but honestly, I could have probably just made an account and got the app and talked to you that way.
Yeah.
But no, I bought my own PS4 and started playing games with you and others. I know I tried Halo. I didn't like it. Not Halo. Destiny. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was the game that I was playing with people where you're like, you're not saying anything to me. I want to go buy a PS4.
Yeah. But I mean, it just sort of evolved, and as we went on in our relationship and got married, it just became part of our life, and that's how we would and still do just like to spend time together. I mean, it's not the only thing we ever do, play games. That's one of the ways that I feel relaxed. And so yeah, I mean, it's just become a huge part of my life now. And then not just video games, but we have a crap ton of board games now too, and we like to play those. And then all of our friends like to as well, and so that's a way that we all hang out. And I mean, I don't think, like some people that we've had on here and talked to, like, it's not like it saved my life or anything, but it definitely became a big part of my life, more so when I was an adult than when I was younger. Yeah, I mean, did I answer that question?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Guess so.
So I know we've talked a lot about some of your, I guess, first favorite games being in that like Nancy Drew type realm.
Mm-hmm.
And you did mention just now the Barbie Super Sport and the Clue Finder. Clue Finder?
Yeah, there's
Clue,
like a whole
whatever.
series. They were educational.
Oh, okay.
You solved mysteries by doing math problems.
Oh, nice. Okay.
From what
One
I
of
remember.
those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something. I think I would prefer the Nancy Drew ones over that though. So have you continued on with the love of Nancy Drew games? Because I know we've talked about the Nancy Drew games that keep coming out. And that's been a thing on my YouTube. Every YouTube video has an ad for Nancy Drew games because I googled them once.
You're welcome.
So have you been keeping up with those games?
Yeah, they've slowed down in their like publishing of the games. The last one that came out was, I think, 2019. 2020. 2019?
I'll look.
I'll look 2019. It was near around November. The game before that was 6 years prior.
Oh, jeez.
It took, I don't know the official delay. I know that they changed the way, like, and I also don't know technical terms. They changed the IP. Does that sound right? Like, they changed their whole thing for the games, and they already knew what the next game was going to be, because when you finish one, it has a trailer, a teaser for the next one.
Was it called Midnight in Salem?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was 2019.
2019, yeah. I think October, November, something like that. So they changed everything about how they made the game, and it took, I want to say 6 years, if not it was at least 5, for it to come out. I mean, it was the one before that, which I don't remember exactly which one it was. Something about Secret Spy, I think, or something. I know it came out, I think, early on when Nick and I were dating. So I remember playing it. And they teased the next one. They teased Midnight in Salem, but then it took 6 years to come out.
Oh, jeez.
But
yeah,
that'd
be
did.
frustrating to get a teaser that early.
Yeah. So they knew what they were making. It was just, I don't know. And that was before COVID and everything, so it's not like that was a delay.
Yeah, the one before was 2015.
Yeah. So that was...
And the one before that was 2014.
4
and then
years,
before that was 2014. Yeah, so they were like...
They were chugging them out.
Yeah, they were, spitting those things out, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
They changed, their whole engine or something.
So I guess it was 4 years.
I was going to say probably
instead,
an engine.
But yeah. They changed everything. But so when they finally announced pre-orders for Midnight in Salem, I pre-ordered it. And, because, heck, if I was going to wait that long and not play it. And then I played it the day it came out. And I can't remember if I beat it that day or if it was like the next day. I don't remember.
I feel like you did it in 2 days. I don't know.
But I mean, and if they announce another one, which they haven't yet, there was not a trailer for a teaser trailer at the end of Midnight in Salem. We don't know if there's gonna be another one, but if they do, which I'm hoping, I'll pre-order it. I'll play it. I'll keep going.
I kind of wonder if they wanted to see how
this game did.
This one did before they decide on what they would want to do with the next one if they are continuing. Like, if it was bad, they're like, oh, we messed up. Let's try to revert back and, rethink some things, or maybe we need to change something. This wasn't what we needed to do. Maybe that's it.
But I mean, there's got to be advances in the way they're made. There was mixed reviews on it. I enjoyed it. Some people thought there was too much dialogue, which, I mean, there was a good bit of dialogue in it.
Based on books, though, so
yeah,
can't be too salty with.
And you can click through the dialogue, like, if not interested in it. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked. Were the graphics spectacular? No, but they'd improved since the last ones, so.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Prince of Persia.
Is that game even released yet?
I don't know. I mean, I keep saying I'm willing to play it and give it a shot, but I don't know if it'll ever come out now. But yeah, I mean, if they come out with more, I'll play it. I'll buy it. I'll play it. It's still, and I'll still go back every now and then and play some of the older ones. I'm sad because there was a time during college when I had bought a bunch of them on Mac, but I bought them digitally through the Apple store, and then I can't play it on my new Mac now, and so I kind of lost those, which sucks. But I've gotten a lot of them on Steam, and then I have a lot of them on CD-ROM. Is that still what we call them?
Man, I haven't heard that term in forever.
CD-ROM.
Right? Isn't that what? Disc.
Disc. Disc, hard copy, disc.
I think at this
Physical.
point I've played all of them. Because that was like 30 something. Midnight in Salem was in the 30s, I think.
Jeez. Okay. That's a lot.
33. Started coming out in 1998. So.
Man.
But yeah.
Almost as many men's.
Yeah. But I mean, I started those because I started reading the books first. And I enjoyed the books because, I mean, like I said, we were at my grandparents' a lot during the summer. And my grandma was an English teacher. And she was not going to let us go all summer without reading. And so we found those books and we got interested in them. My sister read them too, and then she played the games as well. Not as many as me. But, I mean, I had a computer in my room. Like a big old desktop.
Nice
and
flex.
What?
He said nice flex.
Yeah, I did. But it was mostly for just my computer games like that. I mean, early on, internet was terrible. It was dial up, and these young folks don't even know what that is.
Oh man, I still can hear the sound right now.
Yeah, right? Right?
Classic.
And then I did, at one point, I bought a Agatha Christie computer game. And it was fun. It was the one they made that movie about more recently, the train,
Murder on
the Orient Express. Yeah. I think I only played it once or twice. I don't even know.
I know there's a Sherlock Holmes game on the computer that I have, and I'm surprised you didn't play that one. Because that seems kind of like right up your alley.
Yeah.
I mean, you still could play it. It's in my Steam, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm in a Nancy Drew Facebook group.
Another nice flex.
Because yes, I still use Facebook. But they haven't posted anything about a new game, so I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm holding out hope. I'll play it. Even if it's garbage, I'll play it. So.
Just play Alan Wake, but get a mod that swaps him out for Nancy Drew. It'd be the same
I know,
game.
we watched the
Alan Wake thing came out, so you may enjoy that.
Because it looked interesting. I just don't want it to scare the pants off me. There was one particular of the Nancy Drew games. It was Ghost Dogs at Moon Lake. And it scared me when I was younger and playing it. I mean, I don't remember my age at which I was playing, but it was one of the creepier ones. But there's still
Ghost
nothing.
Dogs don't sound fun.
Still nothing super scary. Though I think Midnight in Salem creeped me out a little bit too. There's one part when you're going through a graveyard at nighttime. So, anyway. Yeah.
So, would you say that the Nancy Drew games are your favorite games? Or do you think your taste of the games have changed now that you've tried many different things?
I mean, if you asked me what my favorite series of video games would be, I would say Nancy Drew. Because that was a big part of my life for most of my life compared to other video games.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've definitely branched out more in what I do play.
So do you know what you could say is your favorite game right now?
No. I mean, there's just games I enjoy playing.
Okay. So before you said that whenever I came into your life and I was, showing you new games, you said with Magic the Gathering that it took you a couple tries. Why didn't it hook the first time?
I was so flipping confused. You've got to admit, it's a big game to tackle.
It's the biggest trading card game and the oldest.
Yeah. And I mean, I still don't know. I mean, I know there are rules that I don't know. I can play a game.
I mean, each time we play, I feel like there's always something that we question about. We're like, can I do this? Is this how it works?
Yeah.
So.
Which is nice when you're playing online because it does.
It does it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a lot, and honestly, I don't know if I really wanted to learn the first time. I don't remember. That was probably what, 2013, early 2013.
Yeah.
Because we met at the end of 2012. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. But I don't remember how long we went before you tried to teach me again.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it clicked a little bit better that time. And then
maybe you saw a bunch of us playing, you're like, hey, I kind of want to try it out again.
And then just the more you play, like I also wanted to be the cool girlfriend, so I wanted to learn. But I'm telling you, once you learn that game, you can play anything.
Yeah.
Like the basics, how things work, just apply to any other game that we've ever learned how to play.
Yeah, I mean, compare it to Dice Throne. Like the Magic, the steps. I mean, well, you probably can correct me. There's like upkeep phase, and then draw phase, then main phase, and then is it like attack phase or something? And then you have combat, and then second main phase, and then you have your end phase. Dice Throne, it's upkeep phase, your draw phase, and you also get like a CP point, and then you have a main phase, and then you have your roll phases, which is they spread it out into 3 different roll phases, but it's basically combat. And then you have a second main phase, and then you have your end phase.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, there's a lot of similarities between Magic and other games. And so, I don't even remember what your question was.
It was just why didn't it click with you the first
time? I think
it
was just an overload of information.
Yeah, I get that.
Why didn't it stick the first time, Lindsey? Come on. Why didn't you get it?
I don't remember.
I mean, I feel like with some people, they could just be thrown off from the game with, I guess, maybe like the creatures in it. Because I know I had some friends that after I learned, I was trying to teach them, and it was whenever Innistrad came out. So there was vampires and werewolves, and I had a vampire and I had a werewolf deck. And I said something to one of my friends, and he's like, is this Twilight? And I was like, F. So, which I don't think he cared to learn then, but I mean, later on, he actually learned and he enjoyed the game, so.
I am going to give whoever that friend was a little bit of crap, because if your first thought when you hear vampires and werewolves is Twilight, that's a you problem.
Well, the thing is
that's
like
definitely a you problem.
Like it was the same time that Twilight was like,
big,
and so I mean, I don't know if I would give him, a bunch of crap on it, because
I would.
So
as a vampire player, I would.
It was also, I think, so different from anything I'd ever played before that, I mean, because I didn't grow up trading Pokemon cards and playing the game, and so it was just so different than anything else.
Trading card games, especially Magic, are very different from everything else. Like, going from video games and even board games to a trading card game is...
It's a
huge
whole
change.
Different atmosphere and culture.
Now, there are board games, like you said, Dice Throne, that kind of go along with that. Yeah. But most of us, our board game knowledge was like Monopoly,
Yeah,
Ontario,
Yeah.
yeah.
and things
And I
like
mean, that
that.
was we had Monopoly. We had Lord of the Rings Monopoly. Um,
Another nice flex.
we had the One Ring to rule them all. We had Sorry. We had those basic board games, which is not saying that they're not fun,
No, they're
but I
just
mean,
the like
they're
classic.
the standard classic, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, we had those two. We had Twister, you know. Um, but I just never played anything like that before, so it was. Did you get it the first time you learned it?
I don't know. I mean, like I stuck with it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we're talking. I mean, we have one of the
I
guys that
probably-
taught me how to play.
Yeah. I probably also, knowing me, I probably got frustrated at some point, and I probably just cared less about it after I got frustrated. But hey, I got it eventually, okay?
Yeah.
I was never great at it, but I got it.
Nick dove straight into it. Like,
Yeah.
I remember, like, I think your first deck was a goblin deck.
Yeah.
And then you went to that red dragon deck. Like, you were the red dude.
Yeah.
In that first semester where I brought Magic to SWU, you were the red dude.
Yeah. I enjoyed the
and
red
you were
decks.
really good. You were very good.
Well, thanks.
And still are. I just haven't played with you in like a year.
Look, I am so out of practice of like building decks and stuff that I wouldn't even know what to do. And there's so much new things that I have to go in and like learn new abilities that they add. So I still don't even know how the whole dungeon crawling thing works. So
I'll show you next time we play. But yeah, Nick he picked it up super quickly. And obviously was a big part of spreading that game around the campus.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's spread you.
Yeah.
He
Twice.
was the handsome dude that attracted all the other players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was our face.
Yeah.
I like it. What
Okay.
else you got for me?
I know I thought of another question while you were answering, but I do not remember.
Ooh, should have written it down, man.
Well, I guess I was dealing with the board games because you were saying that you had like the classic board games growing up. Like Monopoly, Sorry, Trouble, and all that stuff. So how was the transition from going to those to the good tabletop games?
I mean, that transition happened again because of you. But there are so many good games out there that are so much more fun to play than flipping Monopoly. Sorry to Nick's sister.
My sister
like Monopoly though.
My sister loves
Monopoly's
Monopoly,
really
and she collects Monopoly boards.
I mean, I'm not hating on it, but there are so many other things out there that don't make you want to flip the table. I don't know. I mean, I'm staring at them now because we got our board game shelves up finally, and they're not all in the closet.
Yep.
There's
so many good games.
so much out
like,
there.
I feel like honestly I don't know when some of the games came out. But I feel like I was just missing out, during my childhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know when.
But I know some of them probably came out later.
Yeah.
Because I know, like we've mentioned before, like with my family, Ticket to Ride became like one of the favorites. I'm sure if that was one, whenever, like if it came out when I was younger, that we would definitely play that. But I feel like maybe
a lot of the like
Ticket to Ride was 2004.
like deck building games and like the more intricate board games that we've grown to like as young adults. I feel like those mostly came out in like the late 90s to 2000s, 2010s. Obviously we have gone back and seen a lot of these types of board games that have been 50, 60, 70 years old and been completely surprised. But I feel like a lot of these games are rather new.
Yeah.
These like more intricate ones that aren't quite so classic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm staring at some that I know that I played when I was younger. Like one's Can't Stop. That was one that was big in my family. Lindsey doesn't like it, but it's just a rolling
I'm
dice
not
game.
good at it.
And then I am staring at that wonderful Resident Evil deck building game. So,
Such a good game.
but that one I remember I played whenever I was in high school. So it's not really one that I played like that my dad had and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So, but there is one game that I see that I know has been around for a while, but we didn't really get into it until recently, and more so, I guess you didn't get into it recently. But it's not really a board game; it's a role-playing game.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's been around for,
yeah.
who knows
So
how long. And for the longest time, I told myself I was not going to get to that level of nerd. Like, I wasn't.
I think I said that to myself as well.
I
when I was
wasn't
younger.
going
I was
to
like,
cross
I was
that
never
line.
I would never do that.
So since I have crossed that line, my new line is at LARPing.
Yes.
Like,
Bro, LARPing's so fun, and Nick, you've already LARPed, so you can't talk.
Oh, so what we did was consider LARPing?
Yeah, well,
okay.
dude, we LARPed. We
Okay.
LARPed so hard.
All right. I'm cool.
if you don't know the term LARPing, this conversation sounds bad. What did y'all do?
We lightsaber dueled in the parking lot at Mullinex and Swoo.
The big LARP event that we did was for Ryan's
yeah.
birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I like
that
that.
was true LARP.
Okay. Well, I mean, I say that I won't cross that line, but I know I would thoroughly enjoy it if I did cross that line.
Yeah, LARPing's fun.
I don't know.
So, hold on. With that, so if you take, people that fence, if you just put lightsabers in their hands, is that LARPing?
I mean, they didn't have a story and like characters and things like that. They're literally just dueling.
Okay.
We had
But if they-
we had
But
costumes.
But if they added
we had
the
a
story, if they
we
added
had
the
plots.
if they added a story to it, then it would just be considered LARPing.
But if we ever
Yeah,
get around to hosting our murder mystery dinner party,
That
that be
I
LARPing?
guess that would be LARPing in a way.
It's LARPing. It's
Because-
live action role play. It's
Okay.
LARPing.
I mean, I know I would thoroughly enjoy it if I ever, got to that point. I don't know. For the longest time I was like, I'm not gonna play D&D. Like I'm not I'm not that nerdy. And then actually I was talking with my coworkers yesterday, and it was like during our planning time, and we were just talking to the other second grade teachers and our assistant, and one of them said something about one of their students was talking about how whenever he plays Fortnite, he only plays female characters. And I was like, well...
What a booty.
I was like, well, most of the female characters do have large bottoms. I was like, so I get that. And then they said something, and this is coming from the person who actually has plans to go home today and play Fortnite with my friends. Because I did. On Thursday, we had scheduled with Nick and Cody and Nate we were going to get on at 6:30 yesterday and play Fortnite. And then they weren't making fun of me, but they were laughing with me. And then I said something, y'all don't even want to know what I did on Wednesday. And they were like, what? I was like, I played D&D online with my friends.
Heck yeah.
So, I mean, it's part of me now.
As a Midwestern dragon lady.
I mean, I wouldn't even think, the role-playing games are really that bad, because there's a lot of board games out there that are basically like a role-playing game in a way, where you would have a character, and you're using that character to, do the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just more of a interactive, and you have to make decisions. I mean, also like video games, like, Assassin's Creed. You're playing that character and going around and doing, all those things. So it's just, you need to have more of a, I guess, imagination to kind of visualize what all is going on, and you have, I guess maybe more of a, chance for you to do what you want.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about D&D with me was always that stereotypical image that you get when... And it might have changed by now. But, I mean, it was for me. It was like 47-year-old men in their mom's basement playing... like, one of them's wearing a wizard hat playing D&D. Like... It's that bad image that goes along, the stereotypical image that goes along with it. And I was like, I will never be that nerdy. But it's so fun. So, I mean,
we do have a dude in our group that straight up wears wizard hats, so...
I mean, true.
Yeah.
But no basements. No mom's basement.
Yes.
And that's the important thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all responsible adults who take care of life for games.
Yes.
And then we become complete nerds every Wednesday.
Yeah. See, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you had asked me before I met Nick, or even maybe when I first met Nick, if I would ever have a scheduled time every week where I would play D&D, I would say heck to the no. But here I am, and I'm loving it, so.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Trying to think. Well, real quick, what's your favorite board game?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't
That was
know.
aggressive. So many options.
I know.
Do you have a favorite? Like, it's...
A favorite overall? I don't know. I mean,
I think it's stages for me. Like
I know
right
we've talked
now,
about it before.
I'm really loving Villainous. I'm really loving Dice Thrones right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's sort of the stage I'm in.
We picked up Villainous, by the way, and got the low-key expansion. We haven't played it yet. I'm really wanting to play it.
You got
we picked it up on your recommendation.
You got the Marvel Villainous?
Yeah, well, we got Villainous, and then we got...
Is it? Did you get Disney Villainous or Marvel Villainous?
I think we got Marvel Villainous, and then we got the Loki expansion.
Okay, that's the
whatever it was.
That's what we have.
So,
but
guys,
you can also get the Disney Villainous. I don't know how they interact because the whole Fate deck thing is different between Disney and Marvel.
See, I'm not convinced that you can.
But I've seen that you can play the Marvel Villainous with the Disney Villainous, but we're not sure.
So
but if you pick up any of the Disney Villainous expansions, not even the base game, you can play that as a standalone game.
Yeah. So can we, like, set up a camera, and can we all play together virtually?
It would...
I'm not playing on Tabletop Sim.
I feel like with Marvel Villainous, it would be a little bit more difficult because you actually can take some of your guys and put them on other people's domain or whatever.
That will work.
But with Disney Villainous, you don't do that. Yeah. So. And you have to do the collective Fate deck in the center.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that will work. But no, it's just sort of phases for me. Like, that's what I'm really enjoying right now, but...
I mean, I'm looking at some of the older games that we had that we played a lot, like Ticket to Ride, Takanoko, Sheriff of Nottingham,
Carcassonne,
Catan.
Good old Catton.
Yeah.
I'm still sad we haven't played Pandemic during the pandemic.
Yeah. We haven't played in a while.
We've never played Flick 'em Up.
Yeah, I got that for you for your birthday.
I know.
1 year.
Won't let me forget it. It looks really good, though.
And we also have this, it's a game called Dungeon that Lindsey got me for Christmas a couple years ago. We haven't played it yet.
It's Dungeons and Dragons in a board game. Like, it's made by the same people.
Ooh. We like that.
I don't know. It just depends on the time, the situation, who I'm playing with, what I'm feeling.
I started to make a list of board games for us to look at to potentially get. I did pick up one the other day, and it came in yesterday, called The Crew, It was on sale on Amazon, so like for like $10. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and pick it up. But it's like from what I've seen, it's like a trick-taking cooperative card game, and the theme is in space. Though they do have another one that the theme is underwater, but I wanted the space one because space is dope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was halfway expecting it to be based on the video game.
Uh,
I was like, huh?
yeah.
That answered your question.
Yeah. Did you have any questions for Lindsey, Will?
Man, I think we've covered like a lot of good things.
Yeah, the only other thing...
The OOTB gaming start, like how... Well, I mean, yeah. So, I actually haven't heard this story. So, because I was the third person added, what was the conversation like for you guys?
You were actually the second person added.
Was I? Okay, cool. So,
Ooh.
how did the conversation go?
Ooh, that hurt a little. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. That's
Sorry,
interesting.
I will say that whenever I started
figured,
it, I didn't think Lindsey wanted to be part of it. And I was like, well, I need a host. So, and I even talked to you about this.
Yeah,
I was like, so I'm thinking of having Will as the co-host.
I agreed that Will would be the best fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Lindsey was going to be, like, just dive in and, like...
Oh, yeah, that was a thing.
Like,
You did,
you
yeah.
even said that it's like, yeah, I just kind of became, part of this, so...
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even originally planning on, like, actually being here with you guys for the episodes.
I totally forgot that we've just been calling you a producer, but you've been a host.
She gave herself that title. She gave herself that title.
I did, because that's what I was originally planning on doing. But, I mean, I knew...
Did you just admit that you don't do that? So you don't produce? No! Then why are we still calling you that?
I meant that that's what I originally only planned on doing.
Oh, okay.
Let me put it that way. I don't know. I mean, I knew that Nick wanted to do something, and I knew that I was going to support him, whatever it was. And I don't know. It just evolved. I knew that Nick needed help with social media. So I just sort of accepted that role, which I will admit I've fallen off of. It was
Social media's
so
hard.
It was so easy when we first started because of the time, the pandemic, we were closed down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was teaching from home. And then the summer, and I had all this extra time. And then, so I could think about stuff to post, and so I could actually
make games and for us to do,
which I need to work on a game for our next episode.
Oh yeah.
But I'm off on Monday and Tuesday, so much needed fall break. So I can get on that. Which, by the way, the United States needs to stop celebrating Columbus Day. But anyway, it's a little side tangent. He was a terrible man. Terrible man.
A little bit.
But yeah, but it was just so much easier when we first started for me to have. I had so much more time, and so now when I get home from work, I'm selfish with my time. But anyway, so I just accepted that. I took that role. Because I figured that you would need help, and I wanted to support you, and
So what made you just come onto the podcast itself and just be
Why are you here?
I don't know, guys. You never told me to leave. So I'm here.
So it's just gonna happen.
But now
the answer is we enjoy your company too much.
Well, but and now when I'm like, if there's ever a situation where I'm like, Nick, I don't know if I want to be on the podcast today, he's like, but you have to. So, I mean, I don't say that often, but sometimes I'm just not.
Well, there was one where you weren't because you were sick.
Yeah.
That was when you.
That was still earlier on, but Yeah, I don't know. I'm here now, so
Yep.
I just gotta kick me out if you want me to leave. But I don't know. I've just enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed what Nick has built on Twitch and our community on Discord, and I don't know. I like that being part of my life. So, and I wasn't not going to be involved just because. Yes, you're pretty cool. I like you, so.
All right. I'm pretty cool.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm pretty cool.
I feel like in an alternate universe, we've got like the Lindsey that never ended up being a part of the podcast, and she just like comes in randomly and does like TikTok dances while Nick streams or something.
Yeah, that was the extent of my TikTok dance knowledge. You know, during the pandemic, I told myself and Nick and others that I was committed to learning all the TikTok dances, and I didn't.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I didn't learn a one.
I remember that. Yeah.
I think that was the time of like the I'm a Savage dance.
Yeah.
I think it was during that time. I didn't learn anything. But yeah,
The fact that they just keep adding those dances to Fortnite is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna support Nick, and it ended up being something that I enjoyed doing and was interested in, and it's just gone from there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we all know I'm the funny one. So.
Yes, very much so. I'm the grumpy one. You're the fun one. Nick's the I don't know. He's just a sweetheart.
Cool. I guess that's it. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I mean, I think you forgot this one about how gaming has connected with my teaching.
Oh, I didn't see that question in there.
Yeah,
Did I miss
you didn't
that?
put it on there.
Well, you just asked yourself that question, so go right ahead.
No, but you gotta ask me.
So, how has gaming connected with your teaching?
Oh, that's a great question.
I know. I
I'm
just
so
came
glad
up
that
with
you
it.
asked.
It just came to me. So
So glad that you asked. It hasn't. No, I'm kidding. Told you I'm the funny one. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, my students, which I mean, I've taught second grade for this is my 4th year. Before that, I taught 4th grade, and I wasn't as much gaming, I don't think, then. My students are very surprised when they hear that I play video games. And it normally comes up at the beginning of the year. We do this like writing activity where we write down things that are part of our life so that we have that list, so when we go back to write later, we can pull from that list. And I always do an example, and video games is always on there, board games, stuff like that. I used to put disc golf on there, but we haven't played in so long.
yeah.
Anyway, and you're like, what? You play video games? But I think it's helped with some of my students in particular. Like there was last school year was, a really weird year. We had started off the year, we were going 2 days a week for half the kids, 2 days a week for the other half, and then Friday we were all at home, which was wonderful. And so the days that they weren't at school, they had work to do at home because it was still technically a school day. And it was just easier in my situation to send paperwork home because some had issues with internet and all this stuff. One of my kids really struggled, and his mom came to me. She said he's really struggling being able to get this done. And I knew that kid loved Fortnite. So, because of my knowledge of Fortnite, I was able to come up with a battle pass for him. I designed this whole thing and printed it out. It looked like a battle pass. It had different rewards. He got he had objectives, challenges. He had challenges, and it was like, do this. It was connected to the work I sent home, and you get this many stars. Or I think XP. I don't know. It was back when they were still doing stars.
I mean, they still do stars now.
Yeah, but it was different. I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, and once you get this many, it was all written out on there. You get this part of the battle pass, and I let his mom choose those rewards because I didn't know what would work best. And it clicked with him, and he was able to get his work done, and he was excited about it, and his mom was so happy about it, and they struggled less with it because it was at the point where he was crying, she was crying, like they were just frustrated, trying to get it done. And I don't think I feel like if I didn't play Fortnite, I still would have heard about it because everyone's heard about it. But I don't think I would have had enough knowledge to be able to do that for him. And I mean, there's been other things. I created this Classroom Among Us we did at the end of last year, and it's just, I don't know, it's been a way that, because I know my kids are interested in it, Minecraft, it's mostly for them, it was Minecraft, Fortnite, and Among Us. They talk about Roblox a lot, and I still don't know what the crap that is. But I don't know, it's just a way to connect with them and to do things that they're interested in.
Was there a design thing that you did with the battle pass? For that student? Did you have design? Okay.
Yeah, I should add.
Yes.
Shouldn't I? Yeah. Someone bought my Classroom Among Us that I made off of Teachers by Teachers. Hope it works out for them. But a lot of it's a struggle, though, because you got to make sure you don't use images, because that comes straight from copyright stuff, and they won't let you sell it. Anyway, you got to work around it.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think you could do the whole, battle pass thing, put that in the works, because, I mean, I feel like that was such a good idea, and if kids play video games and that's something that clicks with them and you incorporate that into their schoolwork, then it's like, oh, well, now I understand that I need to complete this work and this work for me to get this many points or stars, and then I can get that to get this reward.
Yeah.
So how do they get the V-Bucks so they can just skip all that and complete the battle pass?
They can.
Oh, well.
I also did a big battle pass for my whole class and used our dojo points as rewards for
I feel like back in the day they had something like that with math. Because I don't remember what it was called, but I remember getting these sheets of math, and if you got the questions right, you would get stars. And the amount of stars that you got, you added up, and the teacher would put it on some kind of board or whatever, and those were points that you were able to go later whenever we would have it. It was just a random day or something, and you can spend your points that you had to buy items. And I always remember that I had the most points out of everyone because it was math, and I was good in math.
I mean, we do that now, but it's behavior-based, not math-based. I mean, a lot of teachers use this thing called Classroom Dojo, which is, there's an app, it's on your computer, it's a way to communicate with parents.
Yeah, but this was just a worksheet of math, whatever, front and back. Each problem had an amount of stars that you could earn from it, so yeah.
Well, also, we do a whole lot less worksheets now than we did when we were younger.
Times have changed.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I could go into that, but it's, I don't know, it's a way. I asked one of my kids yesterday, I was like, because we've got this long weekend with our fall break, I was like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know, probably just hang out and play Minecraft. I said, that sounds wonderful. That sounds like a great day, sir. I don't know. I just feel like I understand some of the things that they're into, which I think a good teacher should learn that anyway. If your student is interested in something, learn about it, talk to them about it. But it just so happens that I'm interested in some of the same things, so it works out.
Yeah.
Plus, I think I'm cool, so it's a bonus.
Bonus points.
Yeah. One year, I had a particular group of students. It was last year, I think, and they were determined to figure out what my gamer tag was on PlayStation, and I said no. Absolutely not. No, but when I was teaching 4th grade is when we played Overwatch, and there was this one kid, and we really connected with that because he played Overwatch, and I don't know, I think there's connections that I can make with them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That I couldn't otherwise. I will never learn about Roblox, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all a lot better than instilling anxiety in kids by giving them pop quizzes and stuff. Remember, elementary school was a nightmare because we'd get those multiplication sheets.
Yeah.
It was just like 100 math questions.
Yeah.
And you had like 10 minutes to do as many as you could. And I was like, as a kid, I always had to finish things, and I knew I was never going to be able to finish the sheet.
Yeah.
So every time that sheet came out, I just freaked out.
Yeah.
I was just panic mode.
And in spelling tests too.
Oh god, I hate spelling tests.
We don't
Preparing for
dude, I
them,
love spelling.
just going
Spelling's
to my
amazing.
parents and just be like, read these words out and I'll try to spell them. And then, I prepare and I'm like, oh yeah, I know it all. I get to the thing, I hear the teacher, not in the same order of the list.
Oh, no.
And then I hear the teacher saying, I'm like, frick!
Yeah. I don't do spelling tests, though. My year teaching 4th grade, I got this idea for an April Fool's joke. And we never did spelling tests. We never did pop tests. But on that day, I said, okay, pop quiz. We're doing a spelling test. And the words were made up words. And they were freaking out a little bit. But by the end of it, we were laughing so loudly, the assistant principal came down and got onto us because we were being too loud. They thought it was hilarious. I don't think I could do that with 2nd graders though, but it is a lot of fun. I think someone was testing somewhere in the building and we were being too loud. So.
Aw, sad.
It was fun though.
They just gotta ruin everything, the ones that are testing.
Yeah. Too much testing, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing I could talk about. But yeah, I think that's me. It's about covered it.
Cool. Well, with time, I guess we could, we could talk about what we were, been playing if you want, quickly or not.
I don't think it'll take us long anyway.
No. I've been playing, let's see, I started Kenna, I don't know how to say the name. Bridge of Spirits, I started that. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool, and it's really cute. The little fur blue or black critters or whatever, they're adorable. Looking forward to playing more of that. And I played Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, and yeah, just from playing it, it unlocked a lot of memories from back when I played it, and I still remember some of my strategies that I did to complete some levels.
I know, so. Nick, we would get to a level, and Nick's like, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I remember this.
And there's some, I see Lindsey, and she doesn't do what I would do, and I'm like, I probably could have helped her out, but nah. Because there's some where it's once you hit, if you go back, it'll drop you on, a button for, fast forward or play or something. And I know with some of the levels, if you just go directly behind you, there's another button to pause it, or it could just be a play button to slow it down if it was fast forward.
I didn't know anything about the buttons.
Yeah.
I'd never played it before.
Yeah.
I did, though, beat a level that you could not.
Well, I could have if I kept playing.
Eventually, but
yeah, but I was I was in here playing, and she's playing Super Monkey Ball. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the last level of this, the advanced stages, and I want to complete it because if I don't, then I did all of this for nothing. And she was like, oh, do you want me to try? I'm like, Are you sure?
I know you laughed internally.
Yeah, I laughed. I laughed. I was like, yeah, sure, you can go ahead. She comes in, sits down, and she looks at it and she goes, what? Excuse me? What is going on? I was like, yeah. And then I showed her what I was working with.
I almost made it early on, though.
She was playing, she tried it herself, and then I showed her what I was working on. She goes, oh, okay. And then she tried some things. She even tried things that I did to begin with that just didn't work for me. But it ended up working for her.
It was basically, you're in this middle platform, and there's all these platforms
that are just rotating around, and they're not
and
connected.
Yeah.
So you can easily fall through. And there's bumpers on some that if you hit, it's just going to hit, knock you away. And you're
in the end,
most likely going to fall.
I said, I'm going to full send, and I did, and it worked. So.
And that was the thing I tried to begin with. I'm like, I'm just going to full send it. And I tried that several times, and I never got, I always end up just falling down. And I was like, I guess this doesn't work. But it worked for her, so.
Yeah. I still carry a lot of pride from that moment.
Yeah. And then I've also been playing New World. So, I was playing some this morning with one of our friends. It was just nice to, I got on and I get a message in the game and he's like, hey friend. And I was like, oh. And then I was able to, play a game with him because I haven't played games with him in so long. So, it was nice.
I had tea with him the other day.
Nice. Was it good tea?
Yeah, it was alright.
Alright.
Yeah. And you played Fortnite last night.
Yeah, I did.
We had a scheduled Fortnite session.
Yeah. But yeah, Will, you've been playing what? Magic and I don't remember the other thing. Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much only Magic, both Magic Arena on the computer / phone, and Pokemon Crystal on the Nintendo 2DS. That's pretty much all I've been doing in terms of the gaming. I've been watching a lot of Netflix. Watched through all of the first 4 Gundam movies from back in the day with Char and Amuro. So that was nice, but that's not gaming related. Yeah, I think that's about it. So not a whole lot of gaming going on over here recently. Lindsey? Oh wait, D&D.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was the big one.
We all met on Wednesday and played D&D. Fortnite yesterday. Really, I think that was it. I've been reading a lot. I've been doing a lot of reading.
There was a funny moment yesterday in Fortnite with our friend. You were there with him.
It was fantastic. So, yeah, we had landed in Craigie. And both Nate and I were in the big restaurant.
Fish sticks?
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know.
I had started to leave, and then Nate was like, oh, there's somebody in here with me. So I went back in, and I think I'm the one that downed him. I don't remember. And then I was going to pick him up, and Nate was like, no, put him down, let me. So he picked him up, he walked over, and then this was probably a child. His name was Fortnite Kids, and then a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
And Nate opened the bathroom door, put him in there, threw a grenade in there, and then closed the door, and we backed up, and it just killed him. And then he opened the door, and we can just see straight down to the ocean.
Yeah.
It was just in the time. It was hilarious.
The dude was no more. I mean, he recorded it and showed me and sent the video on Messenger, and I was able to watch it, and it was pretty funny because it's he throws them in, then throws a nade, closes the door, it blows up. You open the door, and there's nothing left in that room, and you can just see the ocean.
Yeah, that poor 11-year-old.
The kid's probably traumatized. What has happened to him?
Yeah, but I think that's it. I don't know. I'm like, I want to play something, but then sometimes I don't know what I want to play, and then I just end up reading, and
Or for me,
reading
like,
is good too.
I think I end up, like, watching something. Like, I don't know what I want to play, then I would end up, like, watching, like, YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, we watched the whole newest season of Lego Masters, which if you have not seen that, it's a real cool show.
Yeah. It makes me want to build Legos, but they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that I've looked at. I'm like, you know what? One day I'll get one of these, and I want to build that. Like the Star Wars, like where it's like the helmet. Like I know you can see them like at Walmart. I know they have them. Our friend Alex, he's the one that told me about them, and I'm like, oh, these are really cool. It's like a thing that you can, like display afterwards, like it's on a stand or something. But
I mean,
like,
if I'm going to spend hours putting it together and a lot of money, I'm going to display it.
Yeah. So, but they're pricey. So.
Sorry, if it's a helmet, I want to wear it, and I don't think
no, it's not that big.
Would be that great.
It's not that big.
No thanks.
It's more of like this, except a bit bigger. Actually, I think it's a lot bigger, but not in the size, not like size where you could put on, but it's like, you know, you could display it like this.
Put it on a child.
I don't know.
I don't know if you'd want to, but
I don't know.
Have you seen Lego Masters? Do you know what it is?
The show Lego Masters.
Yeah, it's a competition where people make big old Lego constructs.
Yeah, they make the craziest things. I was mostly interested in just the end product and not all the fake drama, but
yeah, which from watching it, you definitely like you know with those kind of shows, you know they edit it to make it seem like more drama.
Yeah,
because
it makes it seem like in the last minute they're still not halfway done.
Yeah. But there was one. I remember the episode where these one guys, they were building like a huge structure, and they were just talking to them, and I see that they had like a lot of it done, and then it goes to like another people, and they're talking to them and doing a drama thing of like, you know, they say something and they have like, they cut it to other people where they're like, you know, looking that way of like something happened, and you see their build, and their build is like not even halfway done compared to where it was mostly done when they were just talking to them. Like, okay, well, you just kind of made it obvious there, which I already knew that they do the whole editing thing to make it more drama, but it's like, you definitely can tell there. So
across the last few years of watching those types of like competition shows, like I really got into Forged in Fire because I like forging and like smithing and stuff like that. Yeah. So I got really big into Forged in Fire, and they do that very well. All the judges are professionals who know exactly what they're doing. Mm. All of the camera work is really well done. They don't do too much of that like extra drama where someone's like not about to finish. Like if someone's not about to finish, they're not about to finish. That show's very accurate with that. And then I watched, I think it was Glass Masters or Glass. There's something with glass. Basically the exact same thing, but they made a bunch of glass artwork. And they started to get into that realm of, this is just way too much drama being added in here for no reason. But most recently, I watched Metal Shop Masters, where it's a bunch of welders. They only have 2 judges who know anything about judging, about like welding. The third judge is Joe Coy, who's a comedian. And the entire thing was filmed so terribly and added so much extra drama. It was very difficult to watch. But all of the products and like the actual welders were so amazing. They carried that show.
Yeah.
But then, it's just some of those shows, they make them way too dramatic.
Yeah.
Way too dramatic.
And I know, and I've told Lindsey this, that with the Lego Masters, I don't like the judges a lot of the time, because I feel like that every time they go up to someone and ask them what they're doing, it just seems like that they're
condescending almost.
Yes. Like,
but they actually know what they're talking about.
Like they know what they're talking about, but it's never anything positive. It's just always something negative.
Like, are you sure you want to do that?
You sure about that?
Yeah, and then it just makes the person is like, oh no, are we going to be able to? It's like, why don't you be like, you know, hey, what you're doing? Like, I can see that, you know, what you're doing is like really cool, and I'm excited to see it. But they just have to be like, you know what? Are you sure you want to do that? Do you think you have enough time to do that? I don't know about that. It's like, you know. I told her, I was like, I don't really like them.
Yeah. But
I don't know if they actually say more and they just edit where it's just
It's
them
probably
being
just the
dicks.
editing.
yeah.
It's probably just the editing.
But we took a whole turn here.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, that was
But
a
yeah,
good turn.
I mean that's all I've been playing.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have a lot on the news. I was like, trying to find some stuff. But yeah. Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming News with Lindsey.
Hold on, guys. I gotta make this bigger. Okay. Sony has begun testing free game trials on PS5 in the UK, allowing users to play a few hours of games before purchasing them. But download times account for part of the trial period. Interesting. With the final addition to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster announced, the Kingdom Hearts protagonist Sora, is that pronounced correctly, will round out the roster as the 82nd fighter. AMD CEO Lisa Su and Xbox boss Phil Spencer have said they expect the ongoing chip shortages affecting consoles manufacturing to continue into 2022. Apple reportedly made $8.5 billion in operating profits from gaming in 2019, while most of the profits coming from third-party games on the App Store via its industry-standard 30% revenue cut. That is more than Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and Activision combined. Oh, wow. And lastly, Rockstar officially announces Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, comprising Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas. The remasters will come to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC later this year. Not what I thought they were going to be announcing, but okay. We're still not
It's like, hey,
Grand Theft
Rockstar
Auto
announced Grand Theft Auto Trilogy.
the definitive edition.
That's pretty cool. That is like the
yeah.
3 best games.
There's always a definitive edition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure this is going to make Grand Theft Auto fans happy. Because, I mean, I think growing up, I mostly heard stuff about San Andreas. And I think that's the only
Vice
one.
City.
That's the only one that I've really played because I know I had friends that had it, and I just remember just doing cheat codes for that. So.
Yeah, San Andreas was the really big cheat code one.
Yeah.
That like there was just a whole bunch of ridiculous things. It had a huge open world map. So like going from Vice City, which for consoles, for big consoles, it really did pretty much go from Vice City to San Andreas, which was a huge jump in the size of the game, the scope of the game, the graphics. There were some other games in between, I think, for like PSP, like Liberty City.
Okay.
That was it was much smaller, had better graphics than Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but was significantly smaller than San Andreas. And it was on the PSP, which was really cool. But yeah, 3 Vice City and San Andreas all together, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll pick it up just because I probably won't. Although if it's cheap and it's for PC, which it is for PC, I may end up picking them up just to have that nostalgia because I did play all 3 of them when I was a baby.
I think the thing with Sony, the first thing is really cool. Testing the free game, like on the shop. If you have bad internet connection and the download time, that's just going to suck. But still, that's really awesome that you can do that in the UK. We're not going to get that here, probably because of certain laws or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be something.
They're probably just testing it in the UK because it's a much smaller market, so
so
a
then,
lot fewer chances of things getting incredibly messy.
Yeah.
Like if they released it in the US, that would just be terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really cool. I think that's a really cool idea. So, yeah. So the whole thing with the Kingdom Hearts, of Sora coming to Smash. 82nd fighter? Is there really 82 fighters? Like, whenever I look at that list, I'm not going to be like, oh, there's 82 there. I don't think it's that many. I didn't think it was that many, but Dang. What's your thoughts on Sora coming to Smash?
It's long overdue in my opinion. However, like a lot of people, I'm slightly upset that it's another anime sword fighter. I was really personally I was hoping for like Waluigi, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. Those were like the top three that I was like, yes, I would love to see those added to Smash. But I'm not disappointed by Sora at all. And all of his moves look really cool.
Yeah.
Like his kit looks awesome. He's got enough of the magic in his special moves that he doesn't feel like those annoying anime sword fighters. Like they just had a crap ton of Fire Emblem sword fighters for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, cool, we've got Chrom, Roy, Marth, all of these dudes that are all the same. But then like they've got Sora, who is very much different. He's that aerial character, he's got air combos, he's got really cool things that they added to his kit that make him stand apart. So I'm cool with it. But it is kind of annoying that it's just, here's another sword fighter that uses magic.
I mean,
but the way they made him was unique enough.
To me, it made the most sense for that character, or for Sora to join compared to some of the other ones I've seen. I was seeing people say Master Chief, Kratos. I'm like, these don't make any sense.
No.
But then also the guy said that back whenever they did the Smash Brothers for the Wii U and the 3DS, that they had like a thing online where you can go and fill out and put what a character is that you want to see in Smash. And apparently there was a lot of people that said Sora. So I guess, that's why they were, trying to go with that one. But the whole thing back when you said with the Fire Emblem characters, why there's so many, I don't understand why they did so many of them with the sword fighters. Like, if you play Fire Emblem, there's characters that wield different weapons, and there's different kind of characters. Like, there's ones that are just, like, decked out in armor and has a lance or a battle axe. There's ones that are, like, pirates that have, like, dual-wielding, like, axes or whatever. There's ones that use a spear. There's some that use a bow. And there's some that use magic. So I don't understand why they were just picking the characters that use swords. Like, it doesn't make sense.
All of the Fire Emblem sword fighters and then one Fire Emblem character that uses every weapon.
Yeah.
Hope you're happy.
Yeah. Like, I don't see why they couldn't have, gave a character that would, have a spear or something to be able to, like, distance attack. I don't know. Like, they could have done something cool with that. I don't understand why it had to be just the sword fighters. But, oh well. Expected, the whole chip shortage and console and all that stuff, that was expected for, that to be going on into the next year. I know some people are upset and they still want to get their hands on the new consoles, but you're just going to have to wait.
Can they just, like, stop wasting electronic parts on Xboxes?
Yeah.
Like, please?
Yeah. And then that was really interesting to see that Apple reportedly made more money in games than all the big gaming company, or like gaming console company or whatever combined. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and then Activision themselves. So.
Sorry.
Yeah, but you also have to think about it in terms of it's the App Store, and phone games are quite often pay to win. So they're going to have a lot more income,
especially when they have a 30% revenue cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like every game you're going to find on the Apple Store has some version of pay to win mechanics. So that game is going to, and who uses Apple? Freaking rich people who know how to waste money that they don't need to be wasting.
Yeah.
So of course these people are going to be spending $100 on a game that they spent 99 cents on.
Yeah. So. All right, it makes more sense when I think about it like that. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. We'll just move on to the trivia question. So yeah.
Yeah.
We have a trivia question.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I asked you what Mario's first. How did I say? First profession was.
So there's the common thing where people would say plumber, but I feel like that's just I can't say that because I feel like that's too easy.
Okay.
There was like a couple that came to my mind. Which I can't even
Can I
think
give
of.
Nick a hint?
Sure, you can give me a hint.
Think of the actual first game that Mario was in.
That does not help me because I do not
Okay,
remember
never
the
mind then.
very first game that he was actually in.
I may be thinking way too much into this, and I might go too far in the past.
What do you think?
I mean, really, my hold on. With Will saying that, it's making me like try to rethink things. Like I had a thing set in my mind. I'm like, I
What
don't
was
really
it?
know janitor. That was
Okay.
like my first initial thing of like what it could be to kind of relate to it. Um, but now I'm thinking, well, I don't know, because now I'm thinking of him being in what Donkey Kong, where he's on like what looks like construction site thing with Donkey Kong throwing down barrels and he has to jump over and climb that. So maybe construction worker. I don't know. It's
Give me a final answer.
I'll just go with construction worker, and
Okay.
because Will got me thinking. And
Will?
So originally, Mario was indeed called Jumpman from Donkey Kong, where he had to chase Donkey Kong and his beloved lady up a construction site on a building, and he was, I believe, a construction worker. That may have just been an assumption because it was a construction site, but I'm pretty sure he's a construction worker.
whenever you said that, I was like, I don't know whether the first game he was in, I know he was in Donkey Kong and he was Jumpman, and that looks like a construction site when he's climbing. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether or not. I mean, I'll probably end up giving y'all the point. The term that was given is carpenter.
Oh, okay.
And this is by Miyamoto's own account. His profession was chosen to fit the game design. Since Donkey Kong takes place on a construction site, Mario was made into a carpenter. And then he appeared again in Mario Brothers. They decided he should be a plumber because a lot of the game was situated underground. Which, in my experience, plumbers don't normally spend a lot of time underground, but, I get it. So I don't know, what are our thoughts? Because I feel like construction worker is a broad term.
Yeah, it's a very broad term.
Because plumbers are construction workers also. I would
technically, you're not wrong.
So
yeah. Carpenter would, yeah. It's the Venn diagram.
Well, I mean, when I looked it up, it was just saying that construction worker is a general term for anyone who works in construction, and then the carpenter is specifically for wood.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, half point each?
Okay. I give it to you. I give it to you.
Wait, so that rounds off your previous half point, right, Nick?
I don't know.
So you actually have a...
I don't even know what her points are. I just know I'm losing, and yeah.
Sorry, I closed out of the Well, you both have whole points, right?
Yeah, neither one of us have half points.
Cool. Oh, okay.
So Nick is 12.5 and Will is 19.5. Didn't quite break the 20 yet.
Cool. All right, well, we're definitely running out of time, and we need to wrap up this episode, but we want you to be able to check us out on other platforms. Will, where can they do that?
Well, we've got that handy dandy little link tree. That is OOTB_gaming. And in there you can find all of our fantastic links like our Discord, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok. Yeah, pretty much anything and everything having to deal with us and the podcast. So be sure to check that out and check out our Patreon and all the fantastic perks that you can unlock there. We want to give a huge shout out to our Collector's Edition Patreon, Cody Watkins. He's been a huge supporter of the podcast and the Discord and the stream and just us in life in general for a while now. So we love him. Want to give him a huge shout out.
Yeah. Also with the whole TikTok Lindsey did post a video of us putting the board game shelves together. So you can go and check out that and check out her awesome transition that she did at the end of it.
Mostly just go and watch it to see glimpses of our cats.
Yeah. And then Patreon, it does give you extra entries to quarterly giveaway. We just had our recent one where the winner got New World and Lunch Lady, which that one was for a spooky game since it's October. And yeah, so yeah, you can get some cool things. As for me, you can find me at YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, Ace King King.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hit anything else as long as it's not violent. Thank you so much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsley, and Lindsey. Thanks for playing along.